This is the Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Elita-1. The figure is part of the second wave of these Deluxe Class figures for the Transformers Generations Legacy line. And boy, oh my goodness, Hasbro and Takara told me just keep rolling out fantastic figures one after the other. I was completely expecting Hello Kitty Transformers with this figure, or some form of Japanese chibi type of Transformers. But I have to say the designers for this figure absolutely delivered on this figure. The colors look great. The sculpt is amazing. The alt mode is cute and adorable, and I thought it was pretty cool. We'll talk about that later when we see her in alt mode. But overall, the figure looks fantastic. Let's take a look at the details of this figure. So the figure comes with two Energon blasters. These are translucent blue plastic blasters. And I actually thought they were going to be the same blaster, but they're not. They're two different blasters. This one is a blaster, sort of like a long pistol. This one is more like a rifle. Kind of harkens back to Netflix, to her weapons in Netflix. War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege. You can actually combine the weapons to form a double gun, I suppose. There's some ports right there. You can add on other weapons and such. These are great weapons for Elita-1. Just part of me wishes that they weren't made of this Energon plastic. Maybe even if they wanted to, maybe they could have painted it silver, some highlights here and there. So it is a completely brand new sculpt. There's some kibble on the back, but it's fine. It actually doesn't bother me as much. I love how the top of the car and the fender and the wheel front part of the car just compresses nicely on her back. Really nice. And I think this figure seems to be a lot closer to how Elita-1 looked like in G1. Before we continue, let's do some comparisons. Here she is with the Netflix Deluxe Class Elita-1. Here is Earthrise or Kingdom RC. Now the G1 Elita-1 back in the old cartoon looked something like this. And her alt mode was sort of like a futuristic car. If you look at the robot mode of Elita-1, between these two, I think the colors are closer with this Legacy figure. But in terms of proportion, I think the Earthrise, or I should say the Netflix Siege Elita-1, looks closer to her G1 counterpart, for her G1 self. So I'm guessing if I know Hasbro well enough, they might re-release this Netflix version using the colors of the Legacy figure. That would be a great figure. That would be a great repaint. I'm sure collectors are gonna just get that and buy it up. But suffice to say, the colors are pretty good on this one. Very close to how she looked like on the show. And of course, we have to do this comparison. We need to see her with her bow, Optimus Prime. This is the Walmart exclusive 35th anniversary Siege Optimus Prime. They actually look great together. Very cartoony looking. Articulation for this new Elita-1. The neck is on a very tight ball joint. It's a little tight, so I was really worried that I might shear off that ball joint. The waist is on a swivel. Shoulders can go in and out. You go forward and backward. Bicep swivel. Hinge elbow, that's more than 90 degrees, about 110 degrees. You got a wrist swivel. The hips, you can do the splits. You forward and backward. Thigh swivel. The knees are on hinges. And the feet are on rocker pivots or rocker tilts. If at all, if I'm going to nitpick about this figure, it's not a big deal, but if I'm going to complain, if I have to find flaw in it or a fault in this figure, it's the feet. I would have preferred something much smaller, maybe a better version of these. Like maybe they cut off the heel spur and probably made it a little bit just slightly wider, because as it is, it feels like she's wearing one of those bedroom slippers, those fluffy slippers you wear in your bedroom. And because they're kind of tapered or rounded, it is very difficult to keep her in a very stable stance. At certain poses, she loves to rock, and at times she loves to keel over because of the shape of the feet. But that is a very minor complaint. It is a very, very good figure. So transformation, before we begin, apparently this is the official robot mode. It looks okay, but quite frankly, I think I still prefer my custom transformation with the wheels facing the rear, because I don't know, don't you think this looks a lot better than with the wheel facing front and having the wheels on the back? I think this is the better transformation, but okay, we'll follow Hasbro. This is how they intended it to look. So that's the robot mode officially. So get her in that position, and then we'll begin the transformation. So pop the back part of all the kibble, and then the spoiler is going to swing out. Okay, now this part right here, the bonnet, is going to move down like that, and then these fenders, they are going to move and tab in like that. Okay, now I see why they wanted that way, for facility of transformation, but still, you know, I think my version is better. Okay, then you want to rotate the forearms 90 degrees inward, and then rotate the waist 180 degrees. Fold out the spoilers, the edges of the spoilers. Okay, and then you want to fold the whole robot upper torso forward so that the head is directly under the bonnet. And then the arms, they are going to tab onto the car bits, so onto the side and underneath this part right here. It's going to tab in like that. Same on the other side. Tab it like this, and tab underneath this part. The feet, they are going to untab like this and swing off to the side, upward like this. What you want to do is these bits right here, they're going to go under this panel right here. Same on the other side. What you want to do is you want to slowly tab everything together. You want to rush it, tab the knees together, and then these are going to tab onto the arms. And I forgot to mention, you have to swing the fists in this position so that there's better clearance when you tab the panel. And finally, fold the bedroom slipper feet inwards. They'll form the boosters, I guess, of this cute little Hello Kitty strawberry raspberry ice cream colored Cybertronian Earth mode decoed sports car. I don't know what that means. So you can plug in the weapons right here if you want to, or maybe here on the side. That will work as well. If you want a comparison with the Netflix Siege Elita-1, there you go. They're both okay. Obviously, the Legacy RC, I feel, is still the better alt mode. And if you look at the alt mode for G1, this one, not really close. This one is, I think, a lot closer to what she looked like in G1 in alt mode, with the bunny ears right here. That's supposed to be where her head is, but it's nice of Hasbro to actually put that accessory. And so some final thoughts on this new Transformers Legacy Elita-1. I think it's a great figure. It may not be perfect, but it is a very good representation of the Fembot Elita-1 in what perhaps could be her Earth mode version in the G1 or Generations continuity. The figure is going to get a 9 out of 10. Very, very happy with this figure. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this new Legacy Elita-1. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.